What? Why do you keep just looking? He's fucking out of it. Dude, this podcast is going to be me and James talking. Steve's going to be over here just stuck.
I don't care what you guys say. Christmas is on my mind.
That's the opener. That's what What was I going to say?
Getting hot flashes. I don't know. Well, yeah, but
that's what it is. He's going through menopause.
Don't you just hate it when you get like a fresh haircut and it just makes you look like a little chubby lesbian?
Oh my god. Steve has like one-liners up for the rest of the first season. Like he's just clearing them out. And he's like, all right, no man, don't waste them. You're going to be boring as fuck during the next episode.
I don't know what it is. Like it just like. Did you ever watch Orange Is the New Black?
Yeah.
That one of the like inmates, she has like the same like style of haircut that I never pick.
Really?
And like it always looks exactly like it.
When you went to First Choice Haircutters, did you say, hey, you ever watch Orange Is the New Black? Can you kind of do something like that?
No, it's like because like I don't pick my hairstyle at all just because my hair grows back like
you just walk in there and you're just like, yep.
That's exactly it. I'm just like, honestly,
man, that's terrible. No, I go in there and I'm like, hey, you need to fix this shit.
Give me a 1, give me a 2.
Yeah.
3,
my hairstylist is great.
No, it's like I honestly don't even know. Like I don't have like a specific like hair pick or hair choice. Just because like
he doesn't have a specific. You know what? This is what happens. You go to the hairstylist. You go to the hairstylist and you don't tell them what you want, and the default is chubby. That's the haircut.
Yeah,
you get.
well, because like I don't know, it just happens every single time, and I always like look. I'm just like,
I really ask for like a soccer haircut. I'm like, give me a soccer haircut, and they're like, oh yeah.
And so they cut a soccer ball in half, they put it on top of his head, they tighten it around, and then they just take a buzzer and just go.
It's coming out. He's looking like Ronaldo. He has like his like 8-pack and everything.
Oh my god!
That's the only.
There's actually
besides him and Messi, I guess. So the only 2 soccer players I know, or football players.
They all have the same haircut.
Yeah, that's all like basically. The
little. There's this guy that I work with actually. And he's like new to the floor that we work on, and he kind of just like in and out all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know what he does. Somebody told me that he reads books during the day, but yeah, he basically like got like this like weird buzz cut or something. Like I don't know what he did, and I'm just thinking to myself like, man, that is like a strange haircut.
Yeah.
And then today somebody told me he was married, and I got it. I was like, oh yeah, like sense. The hair was bothering him, so he cut it off. He's married, like he's like, legally obligated to like
who else
not have to give a fuck anymore.
That's exactly like.
And so
who else is he?
But you should see this thing, man. It's like. The back of his head looks like how I like line up my beard. It's crazy.
Well, it's I guess like kind of what they ask you too when you're like getting it tapered off in the back.
I don't think they asked him though. I think he did it to himself.
He just like sits there at home.
He probably like went to a barber and he's like, "Hey, I kind of fucked this up. Can you line it up a little bit?" And then the barber's like, sure. And then he just like kind of like made the line straight.
Yeah.
But like there's no way in hell like he paid anybody to do this. He probably like went in the mirror. He probably has like a dome mirror or something and it's just like, all right, I need all of this hair off. It's bothering me. Like, you know, when like a kid is itchy and so like they like cut their hair off or something. Like, I don't know. Like it's just bothering them. So they do it. I did that once, but I shaved my whole head and I didn't leave anything.
Oh, well, I don't know. Cause like with myself, like when I actually just go into like a barber, salon, or wherever, I'm just like, I don't know what to pick. Just choose something that looks good, that you think it's gonna look good. And they're just
you do well in North Korea.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, I'm just like, give me this selection 3, please.
Give me the number 1 out of 9 choices.
No, I think they only have like 8. No, is it less than that? Is it 9? I don't know.
Yeah, they have 9.
Okay, because I know. Okay, then it's the females that have like 3 or something like that. I don't know. It's just like long, partly long.
Chubby lesbian.
And then this.
Yeah, that's a woman's haircut, Steve.
Thanks.
Yeah. Anyways, welcome everybody to another episode of Hotline Hangout. I forgot which knob it was. My name is Shane, and I'm joined once again by my buddy, my pal.
Hey, yo, what up? It's me, Murphy.
Oh my God! First episson, hey man, don't say your last name. Second episode, why did you say my last name? Third episode, just going by his last name now.
I'm just gonna skim it down shorter and shorter. Next one, I'm just gonna be like, I don't know. That's what I have. That's what I have to bring to the comedy table.
Alrighty, well that works. Yeah, we just don't have to refer to him at all. And we are joined by our tech support, the guy who almost got us through an episode without a camera turning off last time. Jimmy King James.
What up? So I have a dumb question for you guys. How long would you wait in line to never have to wait in line again?
Ooh,
7.
I think, didn't we have this 7 7 what?
Just 7.
All right, moving on. No, yeah, I think I had a conversation about this with somebody like a little while ago, and I kind of thought about. Do you remember when like the iPhones used to be exciting and people would wait in line at an Apple store?
Yes.
And
they would
just
drop it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, that wasn't until later, but yeah, people would just wait in line at an Apple store to basically just like get an iPhone, and then. I was always in Canada where they didn't do those launches. We didn't have Apple stores.
Okay.
And, we had Apple stores. They just didn't sell iPhones in Canada yet. And I was so jealous that these people were waiting in line for like a month and a half to get a brand new iPhone. And I couldn't even get it here if I tried. And yeah, that held out for a long time. But those people waited a long time. And like, I don't know that I'd be that dedicated. Like, how long do you wait in line in your life? Like, anyways, right?
Well, I think what it comes down to, it's not... I don't know, people just love waiting in lines.
No,
I don't know
they
what it
don't.
is. Yes, they do. Are you kidding me?
I think my answer is
It's
2
just
weeks.
like-
I would wait 2 weeks and never have to wait in line.
Did I have this conversation
Why?
with you guys
No, you
already?
didn't.
Like I've literally like had a debate about this like very recently.
I don't know, to me-
Maybe I did bring it up to you when we went to Craft Heads.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I was...
It's not the
that
stupid
night I
question
was-
of the day. It's like the stupid question of James' life.
But,
Yeah, I would
but
wait
no,
2 weeks.
like, I don't know. Like, just like, feels like people love to be given direction and just told
Dude,
what
I
to
hate
do.
waiting in lines. Like I hate when I'm at the grocery
I don't
store
mind
and
it.
like
I'm just like,
some idiot is like fumbling around with something, or like the cash register stops working, or like they got like a $5 purchase and you look over and their Visa has the tap logo on it and they fucking shove it in there and you're like, oh my God, this is going to take 6 hours, and then they don't remember the PIN and then they try a different card. Like I'm in and out of there. I don't even take my wallet out. I just tap my phone. It doesn't work. Do you need a bag or receipt? I'm already out the door.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who the hell are you talking to? Like,
Well,
I'm gone.
I never do like the tap. Like on my like credit cards and everything, like I disabled all that. I don't know. I don't like the convenience.
Yeah, you know what? Let me bring you a tinfoil hat, dude.
Well, you're talking to somebody else who like doesn't mind waiting in line, I guess. But I don't know. Like I've never had a problem at all with it. Like it's
We're gonna make Steve do all of our errands.
If you ever went to a amusement
Steve,
park,
I need
though,
some
like-
snacks. Can you head over to Costco, please?
well, yeah, because that was like my first time going. I was like, was it Canada's Wonderland? And I didn't realize it had something called like a
damn.
fast pass. And so I was just like, all right, I don't mind it, but I'm like just soaking in the sun, getting sunburnt, whatnot. I'm just like, all right, this is kind of cool. Like this is and I realized that this was the ride, just waiting.
Yeah. How old were you?
I was like 27,
What? Oh my God. How old are you now? Like 29?
29, yeah.
Oh wow. This guy waits in line for fun. This is like he's like, yeah, I was just getting a sunburn. It's all right. It's cool.
No, like
What?
I don't know, man. It's because like I guess it really kind of comes down to, because do you remember like the initial launch for the PlayStation 2?
Ooh.
It was like the same concept, but like
Dude, I got that
there
shit
was,
for Christmas.
Yeah, there was like people camping outside and
I
everything
didn't have
waiting for the
I didn't have
anticipation
internet
of it.
in my house actually when that came out.
No, not that I. Well,
Oh, okay,
we didn't.
like-
We didn't have internet like back home.
I think I had internet back then.
We only had
Yeah.
like, I think like dial
James
up. And
was
even
like
still
1
to
year
this
old.
day.
James is like 10 years younger than us. He's talking
Yeah,
about how he
he's
had
like an
internet before
infant.
us. Fucking
He's like
idiot. Hate that guy.
95. Is that it?
Oh my God.
97.
No, I was close.
Oh my God.
But yeah, yeah. You don't know the troubles we've been. We're older than the internet.
Man, okay, so like speaking of, I just gotta age ourselves here.
All right.
But like, do you remember making phone calls? Like, I'd always like run home after school
Yeah.
to like call my friend and see if I could go over or some shit. Like, that's wild to think of now. Like,
Yeah.
that was like waiting in line almost. Like, you had to like go to a checkpoint to like make the phone call.
Yeah.
And then if somebody called me, yeah, like home was like a checkpoint to like make those phone calls. And like I'd call everybody. Man, we used to like I made my mom switch her phone plan one time for like our dial, like our home phone.
Yeah.
Because what we would do is like all of the kids from my school, like none of us like really hung out outside of school, but we all had each other's phone numbers and we'd like conference call. There'd be like 50
Oh,
people
yeah,
on a
yeah.
phone, but you could only conference call 2 people. So like I would call somebody and then I would
Yeah.
conference somebody else, and then the second person I called would like conference the fourth
Yeah.
person, and then now it was those 2 guys like responsibility.
like a
and then there
massive
was like
chain.
6 or 7 people on the phone, all conferenced by like different people, and like that was so complicated. It took
Yeah.
forever to do, and like if somebody didn't pick up their phone, the rest of us would have to like listen to the fucking voicemail, and like the phone call would be recorded at that
Yeah.
point. Like, and then somebody get a voicemail of us being like, "I heard you had a crush on Alice" or
Oh,
whatever,
that's
and it's like, oh my God, it was like the weirdest thing because like me and my buddy, we were like the only 2 guys in our group,
Okay.
and like the rest of the people in the group in our grade school were
Mm-hmm.
girls. And so it was like really awkward because like none of the girls liked us. And
So
like,
nothing new.
yeah. none of the girls liked us. But like we always like one of us always had like a crush on like one of the other girls we were hanging out with, and like I don't know why they were like always like cool with hanging out with us and stuff. Like we were part of the group, but you know how like when girls hang out with guys now, there's like, oh no, she's one of the guys, she's cool.
Yeah.
Well, we were one of the girls. It was like really weird. But yeah,
that explains a lot. But yeah, thank you for sharing.
Well, you would have fit in perfect, Steve.
With this haircut,
Probably James too, actually. James is like the mom.
Oh, let me get it.
He takes care of things. Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
did we open? Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Oh
we
wow.
did. It was
yeah,
a great
that's a
opening,
stupid
yeah.
question. Anyways, how long would I wait in a line? Probably
about 7.
like probably a month. 7, 9. No, I'd probably wait in line for like maybe a month and a half
Ew, what? That's even way too long
to
for
never
me.
have to wait in line again.
Oh,
To never have to wait
No,
in line.
that's still
Because
way
think
too long
about that,
for
right?
that.
Like, how many things don't you do because you wait in line? Like, I don't go to amusement parks because I don't want to wait in line. I don't go to Costco because I don't want to wait in line. I don't go anywhere. I like sometimes don't cross the border because I don't want to wait in line. Imagine you just skip all that, right? Like, imagine you just like could do the things that you wanted to do when you wanted to do them. Plus, like, would you get anything else after it too? Like, would somebody like come and feed you and stuff? Like, that'd be kind of cool. Like, just camping in a line. What if your line was like in a campground? Like, could you hold my spot in this line? I don't know. There's so many questions. I'd wait a little bit though.
fascinating.
More than 7.
More than 7.
Yeah, but like no
But-
more than that. If I had to wait like any longer, I'd be like, yeah, this isn't worth it.
Honestly, like I don't know the concept of it. I don't mind it. It's I don't know if you get extremely bored, you just kind of talk to whomever, anybody else around you or anything. I don't know if you like you really socialize or like to bother anybody else. Normally, it's just like somebody in front of you complain like, "God damn, how long is this line?"
No, would you wait in line by yourself for 7?
So it's just like you standing on a corner by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're used to that already. So I imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, I walked into that one.
Yep. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, that's an interesting question.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of like thought questions.
Yeah.
I can't think of any of them right now though.
I don't know. It's just kind of like watching Lost on repeat.
Oh, that would be horrible. How many times would you watch Lost on repeat to never have to watch Lost again?
I haven't seen. I was gonna say like I haven't actually seen Lost.
Are you serious?
I just know what it's about.
I haven't seen Lost either. Like,
I'm just like,
I know the ending. Like,
Yeah, that's,
that's the worst
That's all
part.
what I
though.
heard. I'm just like, all right, so it's not for me then.
Season 1 was amazing. It like pulled me in, like just like Game of Thrones. Like it was awesome. Actually, no, Game of Thrones didn't. Never mind.
how old were you when Lost came out?
Lost finished. I think I was like, hang on, because
When it came out, not when it ended.
I
okay.
didn't
So
know when
when
it
it
came out.
ended, does it matter what time? As long as you get 2 points of information there, you can figure it out.
Yeah. as long as
When it
was, like,
ended,
A, B.
I think I was 22.
Okay, because I remember when it
So I
started.
was 16 when it started, James, because it went on 6 seasons. I didn't start watching until I was 20 though.
How old are you now?
29.
Oh yeah, the last episode was May 23rd, 2010.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because I was 7 when
Oh,
that
no,
came
no, no.
out.
I was 20 then. I was 20 because I was dating this girl and she got me into it, and like I had to watch the last 2 seasons with her.
Yeah.
The second last season was fine, but the last season was just garbage. It was like season 8 of Game of Thrones. Like it just they wrapped it up quickly. They didn't know what to do with it. It was terrible. But the first seasons were so good.
I think I was 8. So even if I was watching them, I probably would have been like, yeah, whatever. I'm 8 years old.
Oh yeah.
Probably wouldn't have
I wouldn't
cared.
Yeah, you
recommend
probably
it now.
wouldn't. Yeah, I was gonna say you
Because
probably wouldn't get the concept of
Yeah.
it.
It was like
the
full of
idea
mystery and like it was like one of the first shows that was like even IGN had an event for it every week. It was like a video broadcast that they do every week after Lost. They'd be like this week on Lost, and like IGN never did anything like that before, and it was really neat and like everybody was really into it. But then the last season was just such a flop. They tried to wrap up all these storylines. Like they basically took like the most like cliche ending. It was basically like everything was just a dream and like they were like transported to this island to learn a lesson and shit like that. Like this like very picturesque episode. Like they had like the halo glare around everybody like through the episode. Like they had those like dream sequences every episode, and I was like, oh my god, this was supposed to be a show about people getting lost on an island and like dealing with the elements and like the things that happened on this island that there were scary monsters with and stuff.
Wasn't it that? I know it's had something to do with like it was like a plane crash that happened in like the first
plane
season.
crash on an
so
island.
that would
So they were
happen, and
lost.
then I thought like they all just like died and perished, and basically they were just kind of stuck in this realm of purgatory.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was like purgatory.
That's basically what it was, but like you didn't think that throughout like the entire series. Like basically the island turned into this like beacon for humanity, and like it was like the whole point of being on the island was like they were meant to be there to like stop the bomb from going off in the world would like blow up or something. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess with Lost, that's kind of my interpretation of it. It started off great, ended with them within purgatory, and that's kind of the whole, and then filler in all between the other seasons, and then
it was kind of like a gradual decline too. Like season 1, 2, 3 were awesome, and then like towards the end of season 3, it like kind of started to taper off, and then season 4 progressively got worse, and then season 5 progressively got worse, and then season 6 progressively got worse. Yeah, and then it was done, and it was like, oh well, you know what? That answered like most of the questions, but like some of the big questions didn't get answered. And I don't know. It was 6 seasons though. It's not like Game of Thrones where like every season was good and then season 7 was like, this is lining up season 8, and then season 8 was like, hey, we shit the bed. Yeah, whatever.
That's I don't know, because like it was only six seasons, right, for the Lost episodes. I don't know. Like it was good while it lasted.
It was like the first show kind of like that like my generation at least was like really into. Everybody was into it. So yeah, it was pretty neat. Yeah. Wow, we like went off on a tangent. How do we get here? This is always like real quick. Real funny how this happens.
It always like spins off.
It reminds me of like that episode of South Park where like they're on the internet and they're like, "Hey guys, we need to check out this thing here to see how to do this." And then they go on the internet and like 5 hours later they're like watching videos of like cats and they're like, "What? How did we get here?" Oh well. But yeah. So did you did you guys hear about the WWDC spectacular event that went on a couple days ago?
No, what is it?
You didn't?
Well, thank you for that.
Oh, wow.
Oh, the Worldwide Developmental what's it called?
Conference?
Yeah,
wow, you could put challenged, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. They were like... well, I don't know. So basically they announced a new version of Mac OS X, which is like kind of cool. I'm not really excited about software releases from Apple anymore. They're kind of just like either catching up or doing things that I don't care about. iPhones are getting dark mode, which is cool, but that's the only
what's
thing
the whole concept of that dark
mode?
Yeah,
it just like makes your screen dark. So instead of like middle of the night you wake up to check your text messages, and like instead of having a white background you have a black background.
Why don't you just like change the contrast or the
well, you can, but now it's going to be system default, so it'll be like nice. It'll look nice.
Oh,
it'll be nice. It's default. It's going to look like that.
Okay, so
like, you don't have to adjust anything. It's just default now.
Oh, so what about the white like the background that?
Well, so this is dark mode for Twitter, for example.
Okay,
and then like normal mode is.
Oh shit!
Is that really like?
So this is normal mode for Twitter, just like plain white.
Like honestly, I hate light mode. Like I hate my computer when it's bright. Like I hate bright things, especially because like a lot of time you're using your phone like it's in the dark. Like when you're walking around during the day and stuff, you're like doing daytime stuff. But like in the middle of the night, like you check your message, you like want to watch something or like text somebody before bed or something like that. Text your mom.
Well, I was gonna say, like, is it really that big of a issue to actually have?
It bothers me.
Really?
I think 99% of people that I know who use Twitter have it on dark mode.
Everything on my phone is dark mode.
Is it just something because it's new, or is it actually
no? It's been a thing for a while.
Like everyone uses dark mode. Like it's accepted.
Basically, you know how like OLED screens like can go perfectly black, right? Because they actually turn off the pixel. Okay. Well, like when those screens started to come out, people were like, "Oh, okay, well we want black screens then. Like we want our screen to like actually shut off." And you can't do it in a lot of things, and so people started like releasing actual dark modes where they had like pure black colors. And then I think Twitter did it first probably, but they released dark mode. Okay. And everybody loved it, and then it started catching on. Like even on my computer right now, I have dark mode turned on. Like everything is black, all the menus are black, everything is dark. It's really nice because like 4:00 in the morning when like I'm editing a video or something and I open up like a file to get something and like the whole screen, like my retinas are destroyed.
You got some of that rectangular display.
It's default integration is default on Android. Like it's like a default setting. You can turn it on or off. I'm pretty sure it comes off, but like it's easy to toggle on like all the apps I use. Even Facebook Messenger has a dark mode now on the iPhone, but not the actual operating system, which is like super, super annoying because like, of course, Apple, they're like, all right, iOS 13, we're turning on the dark mode. And it's like, what the fuck, man? Like they've had like dark mode in Android since like Android 5 or something like that. Like, I don't know. It's just really annoying.
So with the actual iOS 13, is there a limitation of which phones and everything is going to be like available for it? Did they have a cutoff point for that?
I don't know. I
didn't. They talked about?
Like I didn't watch the keynote. I just looked at the highlights for the thing. But yeah, there's probably going to be a cutoff. I don't know if they cut any devices again though. Like I'm sure they did, but I don't think they did because they're on like a rampage right now with like not cutting devices.
Okay.
Because they're like trying to be like more environmentally friendly and stuff. Like they do a lot of good stuff, but the software just isn't exciting to me anymore. But to be fair, like, am I really excited about anything happening on Android right now? Not really either. I don't really care about like mobile phones and stuff. I just like care about cameras and like robots and stuff.
I don't know. Like I don't know.
You know what I am excited about? Well, I'm not really excited. I'm not going to buy it, but it's kind of exciting that it exists. Is the Mac Pro that they also announced. That was like the big highlight of the event.
Oh, is that $6,000?
It's a cheese grater computer.
Oh my god.
It looks like a cheese grater.
Yeah.
Somebody said it looks like a cheese grater, and like the only angle I saw of it was like a side view angle.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that kind of looks like a cheese grater, maybe. But then I saw a full frontal view of it.
Yeah.
And like it literally looks like a cheese grater. Like I'm gonna do like Mac Pro product shots of my cheese grater. Like it literally just looks like a cheese grater. So it's like a really powerful computer though. I wonder how big this thing is. Like this computer, like they haven't released any like dimensions, I don't think yet, at least that I know of. But I wonder how big it's going to be because it fits like 4 GPUs, like 4 desktop class GPUs in it. I think possibly even more GPUs. It has like some kind of like custom motherboard or something like that. Like how in the hell 4 GPUs? Like my computer fits like 1 or 2 GPUs, sure. But like 4, so what like is really perturbing about the specs on this computer is it fits like 1.5 terabytes of RAM. It has like up to like 32 or so, I don't know, like some ridiculous amount of cores processor. It uses Xeon processors. Yeah. It can do like 24, I think, possibly more. I don't know what the highest number of processors these things have is. And then yeah, you can like hard drive and stuff. Like it has like the most ridiculous specs that I've ever seen on a camera. And then on like I don't understand how it deals with heat because like it's so hot and like they don't have water cooling in there or anything. Like I don't understand how it deals with heat because like even my computer, it got a little bit warm out the other day and like my computer started crashing. So like I can't even edit a video. But yeah, I don't know. It's like the most powerful computer. It starts at $6,000.
Yeah,
though.
like that's what I'm just like reading up as of right now. Like, what's the actual practical use for it? Like, why would you want something like that expensive followed by
if you're
like something that's so souped
if you're
up?
Developing, like even editing this podcast, you need a pretty like beefy rig to like get some video in there, just for simple things like denoising the video. But like if you're doing the next Transformers and like generating all of these like graphics and stuff like that,
but
like that takes a huge amount of power and like it'll increase your throughput time.
Okay.
So like if it takes you like 10 minutes on my computer to do it, on this computer it might take 10 seconds.
But then even then, with that being said though, isn't this whole concept based towards like kind of average users, not so much somebody else who has like a developmental background with
No, this isn't
like
this is a Mac
mechanics.
Pro.
Oh, so it's like is there a difference between like that and I guess another whatever? Like
well, this is like the most. This is like a workstation. Like I don't think people are going to be buying this necessarily.
So it's not targeted towards just like a
towards the
like
pro
myself who just don't really care and just like
this kind of computer you would probably like ask your boss to buy like for the company or something like that. Like it's a really powerful computer and like. I hope it ends up at like a Value Village one day and I can like take it apart and see what's inside. But yeah, like this computer fully spec'd out probably will cost like close to like $100,000 US, maybe even more. Like I've never seen their computer top $100,000 before, but the specs on this one are freaking insane. And like, yeah, you know what else is insane too is the price of like they have a monitor for it, which is like honestly I would buy it. It costs like $5,000 US. And it's like really color accurate. It's like meant for like people who make movies, who need like accurate colors.
What was it like 6K? They were saying 6K.
It was like yeah. Well, the K number isn't super important, but it's 6K. Like a lot of things are being shot in 8K now, but like 6K is like pretty good. It's probably going to be the standard at some point. Really? But like the big deal is that it's like really color accurate. Like if you looked at a video on this screen, like it'd be like very, very similar to like what you'd probably see in it's XFR. I don't even know what that means. Like high dynamic range is like what they normally do, but this one's like a next level up. But the interesting thing about this monitor is that it comes without a stand. And it's a really neat monitor, and so you have to pick what you want for it. So Apple has two options available. You can either buy a Visa mount and then connect it to something similar to like what I have behind you there.
Okay.
Those are Visa mounted monitors. I didn't have to buy a Visa mount though; it was just like built in, which kind of makes it strange. Like imagine if you were like, you know what, $5,000 is a hefty cutoff there.
Yeah.
I'm not buying anything else for this monitor. I'm just gonna use it as it is. Well, you'd have to like prop it up against a wall or something. There's no way to hang it unless you like jerry rig something in there. But Apple has two fantastic options for you. I think one of the options is a little clip-in thing for a Visa mount, and that Visa mount I think costs $250, which is insane because like the arm behind you, like that doesn't cost $250. It's hanging two things off the ceiling right now. It's doing a great job. And the other option that you have is a very fancy arm for the camera.
That's it.
And it costs $1,000, which is absolutely incredible. I don't understand how where the hell they came up with that number. They were doing the math, and on the top line it was like 210 plus 115, and then like somehow they got to the bottom and they were like 1,000. It was like it just like messed up.
Because I was like looking at actually like the make and like kind of the design of it. It's like next to crap material. Like why would you talk yourself into buying something like that?
I think it's like magnetic. I think that's where it gets like it's.
Doesn't matter. Any type of
from
metallic alloy could be magnetic.
Well, yeah, but like so I know I just said like I said, but I'm not trying to argue for them. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Okay.
I'm just trying to I'm trying to make sense of this situation so I can understand it.
So I'm taking a look at a total, like approximately we're going to be looking at nearly next to $12,000.
$12,000 for what?
For the entire set.
Oh no, you don't need to buy the Visa mount.
Well, no, I'm just saying like if
$12,000.
It's going to be $12,000.
Oh,
so you're going to buy the
I
actual
thought
screen for additional, I don't know, $5,000. You're going to buy the actual system unit itself,
and that's
which is
the
going to be
base model. Like nobody's going to buy the base model.
It's going to be additional like $6,000 right there
when you
with
can
it.
get 6.
And then followed by the actual stand itself, additional $1,000 and plus tax on top of that. So roughly around $12,000 plus some.
Yeah, absolutely insane.
But how? Like I don't understand
8%
that.
of
like,
the cost.
like with like $1,000, you can buy like a decent, like let's say like Windows based computer or something like that.
Oh yeah.
But
you can buy some
absurd.
like amazing. You could buy like 3 workhorses.
Oh my god.
Like and unless you're doing like big Hollywood stuff, like you really don't need a computer that powerful.
It's like what, like a year and a half worth of tuition?
$12,000.
Yeah. It's not that bad.
Oh well, no, not for me. I don't know. Maybe if you're like an international student,
I don't know.
a year and a half of tuition. Let's not talk about that anymore. I don't have to deal with that.
But
anymore.
oh my god, no! It's like I said. Like the only words you can kind of say is like absurd. Do you think it's possibly like okay? Could it be like a gimmick stunt that they're actually trying to pull? Because like this,
I don't know. Like what kind of gimmick is this? Like, hey, we're still really expensive over here.
Well,
Let's stay relevant. 2019.
What I mean by like a gimmick, because like you can see this with like a different developers, companies, everything else with it. They want to fees off like the shock factor of everything.
Oh, I don't think Apple's doing that.
You don't think so?
No.
I think they would be cutting enough to kind of jump into that,
So the shock factor like brings everybody to the product, but like anybody who's interested in this stuff is like already interested, and like the people who are getting a shock value out of it already know that.
But even then,
it's
with
expensive.
that, even then, with that being said, though, it's not so much. Let's say, oh, that's absurd. I want to buy it. What if it's more or less aims towards that's really stupid? Let me tell a few friends about it, and then someone would be like, well. All right, reasonable. I can possibly
that's
buy
possible,
it.
But like
that's kind of what I'm talking about with the whole shock factor. It's I don't know. It kind of doesn't it doesn't sit right because it feels like there's definitely some sort of like gimmick behind that of why. Because a lot of companies are doing the exact same thing.
No, a lot of companies are doing the opposite. They're like shockingly low prices for things. Like AMD just announced their new like or CPUs, and they just recently announced a new GPU and stuff, and like. People are shocked at how inexpensive they are. They're like, "Wow, this is absolutely insanely priced." Like, it's given like Intel a run for the money, and maybe because like Intel's like a big competitor for AMD.
Definitely.
But like Apple, like who are they competing with for like price? Like nobody has an arm that expensive. Like I was looking at cheap laptops the other day, and I was like going to buy a laptop that costs less than that arm to like edit some videos on. Like, like maybe it makes the computer faster.
By the magnets? How do they work?
The magnets, they help the discs spin. That's like that's like the main plus for that thing. But yeah, no, it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know.
You could it'd be like a really expensive thing to like like imagine like somebody breaks into your house and you're like, oh no, where's my I need a weapon, and then you just like rip off this arm and you're like, all right, I'm good.
Put it
costs
down.
$1,000. Put a dent in it. You get insurance on that. Like you like scratch it and you're like, whoa.
Most likely gonna get insurance on like the computer as a whole for like $13,000, $12,000. That's ridiculous. Like come on.
The computer worth it like comparatively. Like
well I could
that
see maybe
computer
like the
is
screen
like
or something like that. But,
super awesome.
But
the monitor definitely worth it. But the arm, I just don't understand. Like why would anybody buy that?
Yeah.
I want to see it now. Like if I ever saw somebody with that thing, I'd be like, wow, you're like the stupidest wealthy person that I know, or you're just incredibly in debt, and it makes sense. Whatever.
I was gonna say because is it just like ignorance with wealth? Because basically if you just have money to throw around willy-nilly,
if you had money to throw around,
just do it anyways.
Sure.
It's kind of like that same concept, I guess. Like the Tracy Morgan situation that actually happened.
What's the Tracy Morgan situation that actually happened?
Do you obviously know who Tracy Morgan is?
Oh, yeah.
He's a comedian, started off at Saturday Night Live. Basically he was on tour with a group of his actual colleagues. A tour, and he was doing his this is going a little back
tour.
up, a tour.
I thought you were talking about tour, like where you buy drugs on the black market. He was on tour.
He was with a group of his colleagues and everything too, because they were doing like their stand-up shows and everything. His limo got sideswiped by this massive Walmart truck. It should have. I guess they were saying like they went to the scene of the crime and everything, and they should have actually been they should have died in this car accident, because like this truck just plowed right through. They were saying like, oh, this guy was like, I'm not sure if he was like taking anything, trying to keep himself awake, but he just like decimated their vehicle.
Tracy Morgan did?
Yeah. Well, he obviously.
Who was driving the limo? Tracy Morgan was driving a Walmart truck?
No. Tracy Morgan wasn't driving the Walmart truck.
Because when he was on, was he filming?
He was on tour with all of his group companions and everything. Like, I don't know if he had like a group of like 5-6 people with him. So
groupies.
Was he like on like a tour bus, or like what kind of car was he driving?
I think they said, I don't know. I heard it was like a limousine or something like that, but it could have been just like a tour bus.
So the limo swiped a Walmart truck.
No, the Walmart swiped them. Like it's
how was it Tracy Morgan's fault?
But it wasn't his fault. So basically, what it came down to was that this truck smashed into him. This guy was like, I don't know if they were saying he was impaired or whatnot, but he was obviously driving for longer than he should have expected. So what did the survivors do of his companions, his group? They ended up suing Walmart. They said they might have averaged about $90 million from the lawsuit alone.
Oh, wow.
So this was exactly 5 years, close to this day. I think it happened 5 years ago on the 7th. And as of today, he recently, got all the money. He's been doing his own little charade and everything too. But today he actually purchased a Bugatti, $2 million flat, just straight up cash. As soon as no longer than like 15 minutes outside, he drives his vehicle outside of a parking lot, gets sideswiped by nonetheless an Asian driver in like a little SUV.
Oh man, I thought you were gonna say he gets sideswiped by a Walmart truck.
It was a Walmart truck this time, but yeah, and then so she's like freaking out, and like you just seen this like front of the car is just like decimated. Like he just paid $2 million for this Bugatti.
That's crazy. In Ontario, I think the low end of insurance is $1 million, right? Yeah. Imagine like destroying imagine driving like a dumbass and like destroying a really expensive car. Exactly. Like if I hit like a Lambo or something, like I'm like, whoa, I've never hit a car before.
Like you're done. Like that's just it. Because like they're gonna obviously.
Thank goodness for accident forgiveness. Yeah, you think you're gonna use that on like a Toyota? But, hell no. I'm waiting until I smash into a Bugatti or something.
But isn't it like in the States too?
Never happened.
Isn't insurance like optional? Like you don't.
No. It's
you need
wait.
Oh yeah.
Isn't it like I guess it's like subjective per state or something like that? Because I thought
it's different per state. Like even in Canada, it's like per province.
Because I think the incident did happen in like New York or whatnot. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, everybody has to have insurance
with it. But so it was this little Asian lady. She like smashed her SUV right into like Tracy's Morgan. Like I think it was like the driver's side. Didn't have the thing any longer than 15 minutes and instantly smashes. He had to call a tow truck. Of course, he called the ambulance because I guess like he was still kind of healing and everything too. Like he's still not 100% since the first incident 5 years ago. Like he's still all beaten up because he had to go through like surgery after surgery and repairments and everything. So basically, even with that, he's all pissed off. He's just like yelling at this little Asian woman. She didn't know what to do. Like it looked like she just wanted to panic and like drive away. But I don't know. Like once again, it comes down to the concept of too much money, spending it stupidly. Go from there.
Oh yeah. Just spend money. You know what? Actually, that kind of reminds me. My peasant story here about me spending money. But I spent like when the iPhone 10 came out, I bought.
Oh my god!
I bought it. I pay cash for my phones because like I don't want to deal with like contracts and stuff. And if they're not running a deal where I can save a little money, I'll just buy it outright. But I bought.
I was gonna say, was that the was it called the 10X or
no? It was just the 10.
Okay.
Well, you can call it the X, if you're
Roman numerals.
Roman, if that's the case.
Okay.
But I bought the 10. It cost me about $2,000. I got the warranty on it, thank God, because not a week in to having the phone. Actually, it was like 2 or 3 days. So I was doing keto, right? So keto basically gets you drunk real quick. You're not supposed to drink like sugar or anything, but you can drink vodka. And like I drank like a Mickey of vodka, and like normally that would be like a decent amount. It would have a good buzz going or whatever. But on keto, your body just like takes that all in and just injects it right into your bloodstream. And I was fucked up. I was like real drunk. And, we went to the bar. I probably had a couple more drinks or something like that. I don't know. I left my jacket at the bar. I was messed. I got into a cab with my friend, and he was like, yeah, like, your girlfriend's mad at you, and you can come to my house. And then like I just got out of the cab midway and like walked home. I don't know. I probably didn't have a wallet or keys or anything. I don't know what I was doing. But I got home, and for some reason I just threw the iPhone and cracked the screen.
Were you aiming for something, or was it just like...
I was probably aiming for the desk or something like that. I was probably trying to put it down. And I just
I'm surprised that you
gave it a toss in the opposite direction, the other side of the room.
Like, did you have this recollection, or is this like your friend telling you this story like a retelling?
No, I remember.
Okay.
I remember totally. I woke up in the morning, though. I looked at my phone, and I'm like, oh, no, it's fine. And then I thought it was just a screen protector that cracked. Nope, it was the whole phone. Screen was shattered. Within a week, that warranty came in handy. So,
Jesus.
Yeah, man. And, it's crazy. But it reminds me of his Bugatti. Because that's probably how he fell. I woke up in the morning.
Yeah.
Girlfriend's mad at me. Phone's cracked. I don't remember.
Jesus.
It's like puddle of puke next to me or something. And I'm like, whoa. What did I do last night? I've destroyed my life.
Man, like, okay, so let's just say, like, hypothetically, if you had this type of money, it doesn't matter how you got it, lawsuit, whatever, would you just, like, spend it stupidly in a sense, or is it just like I need materialistic things, like this is what's going to satisfy me? Like, do you need that showmanship to kind of sustain, be like self-sustain?
No. So I've thought about this a couple of times. If I had a bunch of money, right?
Yeah.
Let's say I had like $10 million.
Okay.
I would probably just live off of the interest.
Oh yeah, like
I'd put it away. $10 million, like even $2 million, like that would be like a $60K salary roughly in like a low interest, like no risk account. But you could probably get like a 6%, maybe like 8%, like if you put it in a mutual fund and stuff, and like just live off the dividends.
Yeah.
That's probably what I'd do. But I'd probably buy some better cameras. And it wouldn't be for showmanship. Like nobody knows. I could show people cameras and lenses all day, and they'd be like, "Oh, that's nice." Yeah. Meanwhile, lens costs like $50,000. Like nobody cares. Yeah. There's no showmanship there. As for car, I wouldn't buy like a fancy car though. Like I'd probably get a better car.
Yeah.
But
something more up to date.
Yeah, just like something a little bit newer. But I'd even buy like a used car. Like it's 2019. I'd buy like a 2018. Like what's in the used lot that isn't like a piece of crap.
Yeah.
I'm not about like showmanship for things. Except for, remember when phones were exciting? Like I'd always get the new phone. I'd be like, oh yeah, and then like people would like see you with it, and then they'd be like, oh, is that the new one? Yeah. But then like I don't care about phones anymore. Phones are like the least exciting thing in my life. Like I'm more concerned about like cameras and like computer parts. That's it.
I was gonna say you're legitimately talking to somebody who had, I think what.
Yeah, you had you had an iPhone 4 when I met you.
Excuse me. It was a 4S. Thank you very much.
Oh, whatever.
And I upgraded it to the because I think that's when like the 4S first came out with Siri. And
oh man, you're like, I need a voice assistant.
This is like, I need Siri.
He jumped into it like 5 years after it came out. He's like, I'll take that one. How much is it?
No, it was
$50.
It was 100% fresh because the first one I got, I talked about this previously. It was like the actual Solo Mobile. It was a hand-me-down. Had it.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. The first phone that I actually purchased was the Crazer, like the Motorola Crazer. Loved it. I would actually still have it to this day. Second one with it was that was it the 4S, and then from the 4S, it just died on me. It had like the charge, like the battery on it, could only last through like 2 text messages, and it was dead. Then finally, I was like, okay. I think it was like maybe a year ago. I got the 5SE.
Yeah, it's a good phone.
Yeah, I really enjoy it.
Like we
That's
use
what I
that
used to do.
here. I don't know what. Oh, I use it as a drone remote controller. It's like
Oh,
my
yeah, you were
secondary
telling
phone.
me,
I got it
yeah.
for free from Freedom.
Yeah.
And like it's free on one of my lines because like I bought my own phone, right? So I
Yeah.
was like, all right, well, if you guys want to give me a phone for free, like I'm gonna be with you for 2 years anyways.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm not changing this plan. My plan is awesome. And they were like, yeah, we'll give you like a free iPhone if you want. And
Yeah.
you know, I bought it. I took it out of the box like a week and a half later and
Okay.
you know, popped it into my drone. It doesn't have a SIM card in it or anything. It's just for flying a drone.
Yeah, for that. Like, did you have like an application or something like that? You had
Yeah,
to
there's an
download?
app. I put some apps on it, but like the phone, like I have like a Pixel 2, I have an iPhone 10,
Yeah.
I have a iPhone SE.
Yeah.
I have like a bunch of little phones everywhere. They all do different things. I have a bunch of iPhone 4s that I was using as like vocal recorders and stuff for
yeah,
lav
for, like,
mics
the-
before.
okay.
And yeah.
Well, yeah, that would make sense because like the actual like I guess like the recording piece on it too. I remember going in like
Yeah,
lectures
it
and stuff
all
like
works
that.
great.
It works. It was like very amplified and everything. They enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I have a bunch of phones. Like phones are great little taskers. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah,
just
yeah.
like have unique tasks. It just sucks that they're so expensive.
For sure.
To like buy into them right away. But I don't know. Like if I buy my own phone, if I buy like a flagship and then the thing comes out, then yeah, I'll just like use my old phone. You know, I don't even like really selling my old phones because they all come into great use for like a long time after. So, yeah. So that's that. What was the next thing that we were going to talk about? I forget.
Oh, I thought James had something to
No.
contribute.
No, I don't know.
No?
James has nothing to contribute.
I know I would spend all the money on magic cards, but other than that, like, nah, nothing.
But yeah, I guess like another interesting article that actually came about was the stabbing that happened in Tokyo. A few days back. 21-year-old basically kind of, I don't want to say had like a psychotic break, but she had
a psychotic break.
Psychotic break. But I don't know. She just had this like weird obsession. Like even though she was dating her boyfriend, she couldn't stand the idea of him being possibly with like another woman.
Really?
It didn't even state whether or not that they were having issues or anything at all within the relationship. So I guess she like lived on the 5th floor in like a high rise building or whatever. So she went to go pay, you know, hang out with her boyfriend or whatever. All of a sudden she just kind of went batshit crazy and like ended up stabbing him in the stomach. He tried to flee apparently, but obviously due to like the blood loss, he ended up collapsing like in the main lobby where she literally sat above his body, contemplating what she was going to do with it, whether she's going to watch him.
Did she eat him?
No, she didn't eat him. She didn't eat him, but there is pictures of her just like sitting there playing around with like his like actual blood. And she's just like sitting there smoking his cigarettes and the cops come up. Because she actually called the authority herself too because she wasn't sure what she was going to do just yet.
She wasn't sure of a lot of things.
Yeah, and like
I'm
it
not
was
sure
just,
if my boyfriend is cheating on me, but just the thought drives me.
yeah,
insane.
and
That's
like
nuts.
it's just like
Man, you know what? This is kind of scary to me.
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting. But
No. Go ahead.
Nicole always sends me messages. She said, I had a bad dream that you were with another girl. And I'm like, no, it's not going to happen, babe. Like, I'm all yours. It's just us or whatever. But man, this is scary. Like, dude, what if she stabs me in the stomach and then sits in my body and plays with my insides? Like, what? Man, that's horrifying. Does that ever happen to you?
it's the middle of the night, just
Yeah,
hear the
my
wet stone.
ex-girlfriends were like that too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, guys.
Man, that's horrifying.
But I don't know, like just hear up in the middle of the night, just hear that whetstone just.
Man, have you seen those videos? Like those like video. It was in Japan, you said, right?
Yeah, it was.
You see
it
those
was
like
Tokyo, yeah.
Japanese YouTuber. I'm pretty sure it's in Japan, but he like makes knives out of things. Like he'll go out and buy like a $900 like chef's knife, and then he'll like recreate the box and the knife using like simple household objects, like a roll of aluminum foil or something
No,
like that.
I've never
and
seen
like
that.
he's like really skilled knife maker, but yeah. I don't know. That's really interesting. Japanese people and knives, man. They got that
Blacksmith.
Japanese steel there.
Yeah. Hattori Hanzo swords. It's Kill Bill.
Oh yeah, okay,
Yeah,
yeah. That's I'm like, wait, is that what they're called in Kill
No,
Bill?
it's
Man,
just-
those
yeah.
movies are so good. I want to Kill Bill 3.
No, it's they ended it. Why would you want a third part?
Just do another one, man. They had kids.
Just have Uma Thurman.
Yeah.
I guess you can kind of like take in consideration. Well, Quentin Tarantino is doing his 9th movie. Once upon a time in Hollywood or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Where it's kind of just like an homage tribute to the Charles Manson.
Only his 9th film?
Yeah, it's only his 9th film. Well,
Man, that's
only
crazy. I made
considers-
like a million films, and like I'm nowhere near Quentin Tarantino.
He only takes it as his film if he's the actual writer and director.
Oh,
and it's
okay.
like, oh, Quentin Tarantino.
Imagine if you could be that picky about things.
What do you mean picky?
Like he's like, I'm only going to do this if I get to control everything.
Well, it's his story in the first place, and like obviously he has the credentials. All he has to do is present this to like any like Hollywood producer and be like, hey, listen, let me direct my, give me the money. I will direct my movie. I'll make you money. Easy as that. And obviously he has a good rep of, bringing in seats. So
Yeah, he puts ass in seats.
also that and like his anonymous
true.
like, foot fetish and everything he got going on.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, he has a foot fetish. Seriously, you didn't know that? Like, look at any of his.
Why? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, look at any of his
okay.
film, like Uma Thurman, like she's always showing feet.
Yeah,
the
like
dance
wiggle
scene.
your toe.
Yeah,
Like as she's like about to get
like,
raped in the hospital, and
she's
he's
like-
like wiggle your toe.
Well, that was before or after she escaped, basically in the pussy
yeah.
wagon.
Oh, the pussy wagon.
Yeah. And so she's like laying there. She's like, wiggle your big toe, and she's like, all right, we got one of them. Time for the rest of the piggies. And then cuts off into where she actually gets up like
man.
9 hours later, and she's like walking around.
She's like, man, that was a good nap.
But yeah, there was that. There was like the dancing scene in Pulp Fiction where she like kicks off her shoes and she's like doing the twist with John Travolta.
Oh
There's,
yeah.
there's
Okay.
Jackie
That's
Brown.
neat.
There's all the other ones that actually have like
It's like
a
a
whole
weird
little,
foot fetish though.
Yeah, he does have a foot fetish. Like he doesn't pay shame to it. He's like, yeah, I love feet. Deal with it.
Did he actually say that?
Yeah, he loves feet. Some
right.
people like feet. Some people
weird
like
thing.
armpits. I don't know. There's a whole website dedicated to that.
Armpits?
Armpits too. Yeah,
What's the website? Armpits.com?
I think it's like armpitties.com or something. Like that.
Armpitties.com. Wow, this is like a weird
It feels
chill.
like you know that by heart.
Check
Steve,
it. I bought the domain.
yeah. And speaking of domains, no, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that would have been.
If you want to sponsor the show,
I was gonna say that would have
Yeah.
been the perfect time to do the plug for the. Your,
we'd have the same
your
one every time.
Instagram.
We'd lose our creativity like right on the first go. We'd be like, yeah, no.
They're like, we'll give you $1,000 to plug.
Speaking
this.
of domains,
Gotta plug your Patreon.
oh yeah, sign up on Patreon, man. Oh, well.
Pay me to
That's
do
crazy
the
though.
content that I'm already
Quentin
doing.
Tarantino, like now, man, that's like gonna ruin Tarantino films. If he ever makes like a 9th or a 10th film, I'm gonna be like watching him, and be like, oh yeah, he's got like
it's.
feet in the clip.
I think he does actually in like the teaser trailer or whatnot.
Yeah, and, you know, Quentin Tarantino, he's like feeling a little randy.
Yeah.
Goes over to Netflix and watches one of his own movies.
Oh yeah, I guess they are on Netflix too. I was gonna
Is
say,
it?
wait,
I
did
don't
he actually
know.
have a Netflix original? No, but yeah. Either way, the whole movie based premise upon it is, I know Brad Pitt, John Travolta's back into it, and like he has his old castmates and everything too that he brings on for like every project. Like they have like their own little snippet scenes and everything. But I think it's supposed to be these like two washed out actors, and they join like kind of like this cult type situation where they then get into the what is it? The whole Charles Manson cult, and
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I heard about that one. Man, I'm actually excited for WIF this year, Windsor International Film Festival.
Oh, yeah,
that
that's a
thing
thing.
has some. Have you ever? Speaking of feet
Okay,
and fetishes,
I'm listening.
have you ever seen the movie Tickled?
No, I didn't.
Oh my god,
No.
man, boys, we gotta watch this movie. We should do like a review
Tickles.
video. We should do like a special episode.
Okay.
Of just like. We should all watch Tickled together and just like set up some
feeling it.
recording and whatnot.
Okay.
Man, that movie is messed up. It's like that movie. I saw it at WIF. It was like the midnight special one a couple years ago.
Gives us a synopsis.
Okay, so basically, there's oh boy, it's weird. Okay, so basically, there's just like, see, it's really hard to talk about it
Yeah.
without like spoiling the story, but we're gonna do this.
Okay.
But basically, it's about a tickle fetish wrestling ring, and they try to like get to the bottom of it because like basically there's like a lot of like exploitation. It's a real secretive and private group. They could be totally public with it if they want, but they see. I don't want to like give it
Sounds
away.
like last Tuesday for me.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Yeah. See,
intrigued.
he's been sucked into the tickle ring.
Well, yeah, because like I guess that's also too like a major fetish that people have as well, where it's like
Tickling?
Yeah, they get like strapped down into like these like
Oh my goodness.
vintage like
Vintage tickling.
like
Wrap me
what's
down
it-
to your finest feather pillow.
It's kind of like, you know how like like those stretching devices used for medieval times. It's kind of like that where they just strap you down and like they have your armpits and everything all exposed.
Armpits. Look at that. He can't even say it like normal anymore.
And then they're just
He's
like
been to that website too many times.
He's admitting to it.
It just
Wait a
warped
second.
my mind.
Is this like an actual website?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's like armpits, but just type in armpit fetish or whatever. I'm pretty sure.
No. I'm gonna go to
Armpitties.
just incognito that computer first.
armpitties.com.
But so, anyways, yeah. A lot of people are like strapped down to these like conveyors and belts and everything, where they're just like getting tickled. Like it's a thing.
It's not a real website.
Not yet.
He's like
Keyboard clicks.
buy domain. Check.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, we should do that. I'm down. That's we're gonna have a bonus episode.
Oh, buying the domain or watching the movie?
No, watching the movie. I'm not buying armpitties.com.
Well,
Man,
damn.
that might be a smart purchase.
Yeah, they
We're shilling this website.
don't steal it,
You know what we should shill?
please.
Our website. What's our website?
We have a website?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, anchor.fm/hotline hangout. Which, if you're listening to this, you probably have been there.
Thank you.
Actually, you know what? Never mind. That website is really like not the place you have to go to watch this. Although it is the company that we used to host all of our podcasts.
Oh yeah.
So thank you. Thank you.
I don't know. What
Thank
else
you.
is the plug we can actually do since we're shamelessly throwing things around?
I think you know what, you're just trying to like pass the buck here, but you're shamelessly throwing around your armpitties fetish. Get off the internet.
I got the domain. I need the
You know what?
the clicks.
It's probably like a private website that he has at home. He probably like hosts his own server and just like when he wants to get to it, he types in armpitties.com. That's probably why it works for him.
It's just insta host.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways,
Thank you. GoDaddy.com.
oh man, no, we can't say that. They have to pay us first.
Dang
Don't
it,
give
dang it.
yourself away for free.
Advertisements.
Damn. Anyways, wow.
They're hosting the site.
So yeah, we're gonna have to wrap this up so we can go see the freaking game. Did it already start?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, it's
Oh
just-
boy. Anyways,
Metallica did the
thank
national
you
anthem.
Metallica, seriously?
for
Yes.
watching
Oh, wow. Are you watching it over there while we're recording?
Well, I'm on Twitter.
Hotline
You
Hangout.
I said that on Twitter.
Bastard. I can't believe you.
I said it on Discord.
I can't believe you. You always send it on Discord. What?
Thanks for watching
I forget.
Hotline
Hotline
Hangout.
Hangout.
No, wait, James.
What are you doing, James?
James,
I wanted to
That's
steal
his
it.
thing.
I want to steal it.
You know what's bad? Is
Okay, so oh my God, you guys are terrible. All right, no, let's just sit here forever. Let's
right.
miss the next game. You want to drive to Toronto?
that, get out of here. No, that was exhausting.
Come pick me up. Oh yeah,
We could watch the
Oh,
game
we
again.
Can do that.
Well,
we can watch the game again. Yeah, it's. I hope it's not the same. I hope. I hope we do a little better this time.
Well, no, yeah, they're actually. I think they were playing at Golden State's now. The
Oh yeah, they're in California
Yes.
now.
Oh yeah, I actually got to work at the arena. It was,
Oh, did
it was
you?
fun. It was great times.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, it's been nice chatting with you, boys. Thank you, James, for almost making sure that all the cameras and batteries stayed lit the whole time.
Job security.
This bastard.
I think he's just like sucking the power out. He's got like a charger going on over there. He's like, he's got his phone. Like, is that the phone that like wirelessly charges?
No.
Oh, whatever.
He has it rigged up to his phone, so it's like charging his stuff
Yeah.
instead.
He's like sucking the batteries out. He's like, oh man, gotta get these cameras off working. Anyways, thank you for listening to another episode of Hotline Hangout.
Yes.
And yeah, you can catch us on Instagram and Twitter. Oh no, they're different. So Twitter is Hotline Hangout and Instagram is Hotline Hangout Podcast because our account got hacked twice.
Thanks.
Literally.
James.
Yeah, no, it was James. He just typed in the wrong one and forgot the password twice. That's gotta be it.
And we got locked up.
We almost had the whole
Then we
domain.
got suspended.
Yeah, for inappropriate content. Oh well. Anyways, it's been a time. See you again soon. Real soon.